All right, Devin, can you do the clap again?
Alright, three retards trying to make a video. Take whoever the fuck knows.
Take 7 million. What the f is up, my tomato cons? I hope you've eaten your daily pineapple today, cause boy howdy do we have a good video for you. In these videos, we'll be going. In these videos, we'll be going over each champion from a casual perspective. Keep in mind, we are not amazing players, nor do we have a crazy number of hours in the game. The reason for this video is not to baby rage about certain champions being overpowered or asking to buff our favorites, but this is to try and take a fair as look as possible for each champion, their purpose, their changes, what we think would make the game more enjoyable for everybody, such as damage nerfs, reworks, or quality of life things. Like removing Moji from the fucking game, please, high res.
Evil Mojo, please. Hash down. Fix your game.
On a more serious note, keep in mind, as these videos go on, we are more casual players and don't dip our toes into comp as it's a bit too serious, and we like to hop on, play some games, have a good time, and fool around. Before
What are you snickering at?
before we begin, all of the suggestions we give are based off of our own personal experiences and what we think would make the game more enjoyable to play. We don't have the experience of top-level players or many of the new players. Most of our experience is playing casual siege. All right, casual
Siege!
Thank you. Or, in a more so average class of players. You could call it the bourgeoisie of the Paladins players.
The bourgeoisie.
Shut up. We don't play competitive because we prefer to take it easy and play with a full party, as full of a party as possible. We also don't play King of the Hill, Team Deathmatch, or Onslaught because we just don't prefer them. Also, keep in mind, while watching that we aren't the best at each champion, but we wanted to try out each champion to get a more fair view on them. Also for background footage, which won't look amazing because, as we stated, we aren't the best, but we figured it was better than having nothing. All the changes we propose, we try to do so with a fair stance, making it better for the persons playing as them and people facing off against them, trying as much as possible to keep it viable for as many levels as possible. Keyword is try. This specific video will go over the sea of champions that make up the damage class. Going in alphabetical order, we start with Bomb King. Supreme. What do you think about Bomb King? What are your experiences and whatever?
My experience with the Bomb King. I think that he's a pretty cool champion because he's got like a ranging skill where like you can pick him up and play him kind of easily, but you can also learn to like use combos and become better at him to make him more like cool and awesome and better. I feel like overall he's pretty balanced and doesn't need really like any balance changes. His Grumpy Bomb can be annoying to fight against, but as long as you get resilience, it's fine. The only thing that I'd want personally changed is his ultimate cast to be sped up a bit, because it feels like you're taking forever to use the ultimate. By the time you use it, sometimes like the people are already dead before you even get to them, or you die while casting it. But that's my opinions, I guess.
I really had no problems with Bomb King. That might be just to the fact that I've played some Bomb King before. I've noticed that some champions are really slippery and are kind of hard to connect, your royal subjects with. That being said, if you cannot hit them for some reason, literally just fucking aim at the ground. That is all you have to do. If you get the royal subject's talent, and give them a bigger explosion radius, just aim at the ground and eventually just detonate, and it'll work like a bouncing Betty.
It works. It just works.
But no, like, stupid aside, he's actually pretty balanced, and I don't see any need to change him. That's just me, though. Moving on to Cassie, the Hunter's daughter. Senpai, what are your thoughts on Cassie?
I think that she's fun. I think she's very fun to use when I play her, at least. She requires a bit of aim and getting used to her like projectiles, but it's not the hardest thing to learn. She has a lot of like high burst damage combos, but I kind of feel like they're necessary to have her like do that, because otherwise she just feels a bit more useless. But I think overall she's fine. I wouldn't change anything about her.
I would probably agree. It's just like you really have to be able to hit your shots with your primary weapon.
Yeah.
I was bad at that. I couldn't hit f***ing Dick Diddley. So, but she's not great in close range. I would say use your mobility often. It doesn't have a long cooldown. It's really low risk in a fight, and it's just a really.
I used it for like evading if I needed to mostly.
Yeah. It's
but I
honestly,
didn't use like a roll build.
It's really
that is an option.
Let me talk. It's just a really good ability. It's low risk, it's low commitment, and it's good. That's about all I can say about it. Yeah, I would agree. She's kind of bursty with her combos, and I don't think there are any changes.
But like you have in your notes that she's not good in close range, but like that's why she has the combos. You can kill them in close range before.
Yeah, true.
You die.
Yeah. I don't think she needs really any changes. Like she is a little bursty from time to time, but that's kind of needed. Or she is.
If they wanted to do anything, they could like remove or lessen the damage on some of her combos, but then like increase her fire rate on her base weapon. But I don't think it's needed. It's just like an idea.
Yeah, it's just
if they really wanted to.
Right. Okay. Senpuku Supreme. What are your thoughts on Dredge?
Howdy, boy, me. Dredge is actually like really fun to play as when you don't have broadside. This is the first champion where we suggest a rework.
Woo!
Without broadside.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the first time this video. Bring out the sirens. Bring out the military parades. Woo! Okay, anyways, you were saying...
We're activating our big boy brains here for a second to come up with a genius 200 IQ ideas reworks.
Without broadside. Even more broadside.
Without broadside, his primary fire is actually really fun for me to use. I think it's really fun. And his harpoon with his talent is actually really fun to use as well, even though sometimes that talent makes it feel like his harpoon is more reliable than like using your gun.
I would agree.
Which is kind of weird, but it is fun still. And I think that a shortcut is a really weird ability. I wish there was an interact key that I could use to interact with it. But should I leave the rework idea to you, or?
Yeah, I got all the stats for our proposed idea. Okay, so yeah, broadside. Let me bring my mic down a bit. Broadside is as a frontline main. Broadside is annoying as to deal with, even playing Terminus, where you can just suck that stuff up. It's just super spammy, and it's like, I don't like it. His primary fire it could already used to be pretty spammy if need be, but broadside is just terrible. I hate fighting
broadside
against
overall is just bad. Like
no,
as a Dredge, it feels like really
cheap.
Not fun. You just press like a button and you just spam things
and
out.
And you and I have both noticed that whenever we see a Dredge, all they're using is broadside. They're not even using their harpoon. They're using broadside, and they're reloading as fast as possible. Like if we
could
take
just be our like skill bracket that we're in like the middle of the game. But...
I don't know. It could.
But
be.
It's also really like unreliable or what's not inconsistent. That's what I'm looking for. Where like it does nothing or it does everything.
Right. Like take away broadside, and you got like you said, a pretty fun character, and I would agree with you. But I have to get to the rework idea eventually, so I'll keep going. He's kind of hard to connect at close range, which barrels into our rework idea, but he's pretty easy to survive with, as long as you got your portal nearby and you have a portal exit to somewhere, not a little bit a little ways away, where you can get back into your effective range and pelt some more damage. But yeah, just a personal thing. I like physics in games, and I kind of want his harpoon to have a little bit of a drop because I want to be able to shoot over hills and stuff. Tyler doesn't want that.
Well, you're acoustic, so.
You know what? Okay, anyways. Changes. Here we go. This is the whole cusp of our Dredge dilemma. Okay, our proposed idea is an attack called Blunderbuss. It's exactly what it sounds like. It is a blunderbuss shotgun blast. It would deal damage, and it'd have knockback. Ooh, that voice crack. It would deal damage. It would have a good bit of knockback, and this ability would replace broadside. So it wouldn't. Yeah, it would replace broadside. That's about the cusp of it. It would have a 5-second cooldown, which with cards could be reduced or whatever. But it would deal like 800 to 900 damage, and it would push them back. They would be thrown back 10 meters, and with a proposed talent to replace one of them. What are the talents, Tyler? Could you look it up real quick?
Yeah,
Dredge's talents. So it would replace one of them. Not really sure which. They're all fairly fine, I guess. But it would reduce the amount of damage done, but it would double or triple the knockback units. So it would either knock them back 20 or 30 units, depending on which one gets put into the game, if it gets put in at all. But yeah, that's our idea for Blunderbuss, which replaces Broadside. Another thing about Blunderbuss is it could knock someone back, but it would take the Maeve. You could knock the Maeve back out into your effective range, where she can't hit you quite as easily, and you can hit her a little better. Say you got the talent, it'd throw her back 30 meters. That's like 90 feet. And you can that's like Dredge's perfect range, that and beyond. So you can just...
That's like 90 feet for those of you who live in the United States of America.
It's about to get patriotic as fucking here!
But yeah, it would push them back into your comfortable, effective range, making Dredge more interesting. I could give him the ability to push off point. It would open up a lot of new skill for him. And then, as Tyler said, allow portals to be interacted. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be dopeski. It would work. An interact key would also work with Talus's Rune of Travel, his teleport ability, where you could potentially cancel the teleport back.
It's like destroy the rune.
Yeah, so you could destroy the rune and not have to get teleported back. That could work. I don't know what button it'd be, like a...
Or speed up the cooldown of it, or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our idea for Dredge. Okay, Drogoz time. Let's bring in our local Drogoz main, D Black Boy. Yeah, everybody give him a round of applause. Woo!
You. Anyways,
Alright, I'm gonna get my notes, I'm gonna get Tyler's notes, I'm gonna get my notes, then we'll get to you, Devin. That sound good with you?
right.
Alright, perfect. Seductive Supreme Pizza. What are your thoughts on Drogoz?
He's hard to play. Me bad. And I'd maybe want to see his ultimate do like 4,000 damage or something instead of just 100% of a person's HP, but that might make some Drogoz mains mad, so I don't know.
Isn't that still a one-shot for most characters?
For most champions, yeah. But it would allow you to like I don't know, like a Makoa to survive with his ultimate, or like you to damage resistance someone into possibly surviving.
Keep Imani's dragon one-shot kill. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we want to nerf the dragon anyway, so.
Right. For me, my notes for Drogoz are pretty short as well. He plays a bit like a Dredge with wings and no projectile drop, kinda. I don't really know what I was going for there.
That's a bit
for
of a
the
drop.
notes. Kinda. I don't know. It's weird. He's not my cup of tea, and I'm not a fan of how he plays. That's just me personally, though. Black Boy, let me read your notes. All right. Think he's cool. Rights are cooler. I want rights, free N-word. What the f*** are these notes? What are your notes on Drogoz?
Alright, so personally, he's fairly average to play. Sometimes it can be hard to aim or sort of predict where your shots will land when you're flying, especially when the enemy is also moving really fast. So usually maybe like 3 of your shots out of your 6 are going to hit. It's usually
If you have
pretty-
potato aim like our friend here.
yeah, but yeah, it's
It's a
not
nice
that
analogy.
he's not that difficult to survive with. Usually due to his booster ability that can just yeet him out of a bad situation decently quickly. However, I do think they could probably change that up by allowing it to not just be determined on where you're facing, and instead based off of where you're moving. Whether, like, if you're pressing S to move backwards and you press your F ability to boost, you should go backwards. and
Yeah,
not
you mind
forwards.
if I just clarify real quick what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so Drogoz'
Understood.
flight ability is camera determined. So if you're facing, towards the point, you're gonna hit your ability, and you're gonna fly over towards the point. What Black Boy here is trying to get at is he wants it to be WASD determined, not camera determined.
Yeah, because I can tell you, because this is mainly the problem that you'll typically have when dealing with Skies and Terminus's ultimates.
Right.
Because I gotta tell you how many times I've tried to just back off and I went towards them.
All right. Yeah. Sorry for that little intrusion.
yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
Continue.
Let's see here. So some characters that are just gonna cause you a massive headache is basically anything that can move very fast. I'm talking Sky, Willow, Maeve, and Moji is just a pain no matter what.
Also, really high burst damage will catch you before you can fly away. Like
Yeah.
Sky, like Moji.
Well,
And
that's
then
more of like an
also,
emoji problem in Sky.
Characters that can either do a lot of damage in very few shots or can get off a lot of shots
Like
are
Vivian,
going to
like
be a massive
Victor.
problem, such as Victor, Kinessa, Strix, Tyra, Vivian. They're all going to be a problem, especially when you're flying, because that just makes you a sitting duck.
Yeah, that's
And-
also that's also kind of the case in Overwatch with Pharo though. So that's kind of universal
I think that's
across
fair
games.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a
This game
counter.
Deletes.
Uh,
All right. Continue. Sorry to keep interrupting.
Bomb King, to a very small extent, can be a tiny bit annoying, but it's pretty fair. Just with his stunning, like sticky bombs, can be sometimes annoying when you're flying. Also, his ability Fire Spit, it's kind of weird to use. It's really hard to get a good trajectory on it. Really hard to aim at an actual group of people. And the way they could actually fix that is just say it's independently determined by clicking its fire button again and not just shooting at it with the rocket, because that seems kind of pointless and a little bit tedious, because
Right.
if you have to jump up and shoot the thing after you shoot it, guess what? That just leaves you wide open to get killed. It's almost impossible to do both.
All
So,
right, and
yeah.
there's one more change I would suggest for Drogoz, which would help you, because you have trouble aiming it, and then it would also help. It would help more experienced Drogoz get off
Yeah.
a little bit more damage.
Yeah,
'cause-
more damage if you can actually hit the fire spit.
Yeah,
with
like
your
well,
rocket.
I think it would be nice if it probably moved a bit faster too. Maybe as the Drogoz to be probably nicer. Like if it just moved quicker, like quicker, faster, not clicker. Like if you still hit it with the rocket, it would do the damage. But if you detonated it by using the ability again, then it would do the like minimal damage it does when it hits a surface, regardless.
Imani! Alright, Supple Supreme, what are your thoughts on Imani, the Dragon Lady?
Oh yeah, Wakanda forever. Legitimately speak, like actually now, I think she's actually pretty fun to use. When she first came out, I played her for quite a while because she was fun to use. Although I don't use her fire form ever because I just don't think it's as good as the ice form and it's not as fun to play. So yeah, ice form's pretty good. Although there are some things that I don't like that I think could be changed. Like I think that the Frostfire glider or glider, whatever it's called, is really slow, and I think its base speed needs to be bumped up, and its card as well needs to remain so it can be even faster. But it's really slow right now, and it's not very good. And the card for the healing as well, or the ice in her veins, the card is called, could be buffed as well to get more healing while you're in Frostfire Glide, because it is a pretty low amount. I think it's like 120 or something like that. It's not very high. Yeah, and then her ultimate as well is kind of strong. Like maybe reduce the range of the fire, the damage. I don't know. I don't know. That's about it. Oh, maybe root is a bit strong as well. Like lower the duration you're stunned or something. I don't know.
Yeah. For me, it was a little difficult just starting off playing like the 2 games to learn to switch between both forms.
Imagine using fire form.
Just because like ice form is really good for point defense with her root, and then pushing is a little better using her Gaster Blaster ability and her fire form. Other than that, I really like fire forms, primary fire over ice forms, just because I like being able to charge up, feeling like I'm motherfucking Goku. But that's just a personal thing. She's pretty easy to play, pretty easy to learn when you're just staying in one form. Her movement ability is a bit jank. It's just like when I want to go up, I don't feel like I'm going high enough, and then when I go down, I drop like a fucking stone. So that's just something for me that I think could be changed a little bit. Imani's ult damage is a little high, even playing as her. It feels like I'm just totally just melting away the enemies, which is good. It's an ultimate. It's supposed to be strong, but feels a little strong. Just from my perspective, it feels even a little strong. She's bad at close range when you're playing fire form. When you're playing ice form, it's a little easier to deal with people because you have that root that you can just slam dunk down like it's an NBA contest. And then for another change, I think a form switch card for like increasing speed of switch would be really nice, or reducing switch interval time, the cooldown time would be really cool. That's about all I got for Imani. Do you have anything else to add, Supple Supreme?
No, I think besides maybe clarifying that the switch form would change, or it would change how quickly you switch and not how quickly you get the cooldown again.
Oh yeah, that's actually probably pretty good. Sudoku Supreme, what are your thoughts on Kinessa?
Kinessa.
The mercenary sniper lady.
At first coming into it, I didn't think that I'd like Kinessa and that I'd want to nerf her or something, but I think after playing her, she's actually like pretty fun, and the charge up for her shots is pretty balanced. I think it's better than Strix. She's fun. She escapes pretty well, but you know, you can still kill her. It's not like oppressive. It's fine. She's good. I like her.
Alright, for me, I suck at snipers. I'm terrible. I'm not even gonna try and sugarcoat it. I suck as sniper. I'm not exactly super precise, which is probably why I use Terminus. So
it's hard when you play on a trackpad.
But yeah, she's probably a whole lot easier for others. Like Tyler just said, he really likes her. Honestly, she will get completely bodied by Strix 10 times out of 10 because of her charge up, and Strix can just keep popping off shots like super quick when she has to wait.
Especially right now with his current damage, but I think with our proposed damage, it might not be as
which
bad.
We will get to in a bit. She's not OP. She's actually, even though I didn't do well as her, she didn't really feel overpowered. Even when I did get on a pretty good shooting spree, she didn't feel overpowered because the charge up really made you choose your targets. Whereas Strix, you can just like pop off shots like it's a shooting gallery. But yeah, I didn't feel dirty playing her. I wasn't playing an overpowered or super oppressive character. So those are my thoughts on Kinessa. All right, Tyler. I mean, Senpai Superman. What are your thoughts on Lian, the royal blood?
I actually have a lot of notes on Lian because playing her was an interesting experience.
Oh, do you?
Like
how many notes?
It was very varied. I have a lot. I didn't put them all down in the bullet notes, but
Oh, okay.
like it was a very interesting experience playing Lian. But I guess I can start off with need aim good. All right, that concludes my TED talk. You can go ahead.
Yeah, but there's more
for those of you who haven't played Lian, I guess I can clarify. Like when you play Lian, it feels like the cylindrical hitboxes go to being precise hitboxes, and you need to aim a lot better than any other champion in the game. You need aim good, because when you play Lian, it feels like the cylindrical hitboxes go from being cylindrical hitboxes to being precise hitboxes that you need to hit like on point. It's just harder to aim with her, I guess, than the other champions. You need more aim to actually pull her off. Well, her regular shots, not her auto aims. But
Right.
she's pretty good. I think she doesn't do too much damage. It's fine. It feels fun to play. It doesn't feel like you're when you play against her. It doesn't feel like you're like, oh no, the Lian. She's so strong. She's killing me instantly.
Yeah.
You know?
A good Lian is earned, but is really
Unkillable.
scary to fight. Because like,
Yeah.
if a Lian can hit
mean,
her shots, even just her
I feel
normal
like she's
shots,
pretty vulnerable.
yeah, she's pretty squishy. But
if you playing the right people,
if she
can
hit her shots, she's a little scary to fight. But she's not like super oppressive or super overpowered. A good Lian is earned, and I cannot stress that.
like the background footage you see of me being 100% accurate in all my shots.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and hitting all the dem boys.
Yeah. My thoughts. She's not my kink. I don't know. I don't like super precise characters.
Yeah, I like the high elf skin myself. I think it looks pretty good. I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah. You have to really, really be able to aim well with her at mid to long range, because she's not awesome at close range. She can do it. She's not great in close range. But yeah. That's literally like everything I have for Lian. That's it.
yeah, need aim good. That's good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Enough
Okay.
information. That's enough information.
Soup Supreme.
Hi.
What are your what are your thoughts on Sha Lin?
Oh, I think that Sha Lin's pretty cool. I think that he fills a gap that no other champion really has. Like, he's fun. His shots are pretty. They feel like they're balanced for like the time it takes to charge up the shots and to actually land them effectively. Like it doesn't feel super strong to like play against her. It doesn't feel bad to play as, and I think he's fun. He has a bit of a skill requirement, but that's fine. It's he's good. Although the one thing I would like changed is a quality of life change to be able to cancel his arrow being drawn by pressing a reload button or something, so I can draw the arrow and not have to shoot it and be able to just like cancel it and continue walking, I guess.
Right. Yeah,
That's
I would agree with that little last notion. It didn't bother me too much, but I think it would be a nice addition. even if
As
it's
someone who
just,
like came from playing Overwatch and like always used to cancel their arrow as like Hanzo, it kind of sucks not being able to do it here.
For me, my notes are, honestly, I think it's just best to pre-charge your arrows. That's honestly, aside from learning his abilities, like you have to do with every champion, that's probably one of the big things you should probably have in the back of your mind, because
For your personal playstyle.
yeah. But like, for me, I'm always ready to go. Tyler's a little more passive, I feel like, with Sha Lin, because for me, I have an invisibility build, so I can just get behind, and I want to be able to pop out and just like get shots off like really quick. But I don't know. That's just a personal thing. I think you should always have an arrow knocked on your bow. But that's just for me. Those are my personal thoughts. I really like him. He's probably my favorite damage champion, followed really, really closely by Bomb King, because he's also really, really fun. Let's see, who else do I? What other notes? He's really not overpowered, like Tyler said. There's no like overly cheeky build, like Poison Bolt Sky. Personally, the only changes I have for him are probably rework the talent recurve to something a little more interesting. Okay, whatever. That's just a personal thing. I don't know. That's about everything I have for Sha Lin. Anything else for Sha Lin, Soup Supreme?
His planted, I never use it because it feels useless, but I think it's fine. I don't think it should be removed or reworked. I don't know.
Sylvester Tyrone Supreme. What are your thoughts on Strix?
I just think that he's too strong. His damage is just too much for like what he does. He can just quick scope someone and instantly deal like what was it, 1600 damage, 1200 damage, something like that.
Yeah.
1200.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I think that like with his fire and how quickly he can just scope in and shoot someone, it should be like something more like 800 damage and like 1200 on a headshot instead of 1800 on a headshot. Which might make some Strix players upset, but I think that overall it makes the game feel much better. I don't like playing Strix and hitting someone with like a shot that I like just pulled up and hit, and doing 1200 damage, like half that Drogoz's health or the half that like enemy IO's health or whatever. Like it feels dirty and wrong, and I don't like it.
Just to be clear,
and like being that enemy IO and getting shot from like an invisible Strix across the map, and then being half health, it just not feel fun at all. So I think that.
Just to be clear, Strix's quickscope body shot, it does the exact same damage as a fully charged Kinessa body shot, right?
I can look at
or just about.
I think it does. It might do a little bit less. Let's find out. 1200 max. Yes, same amount of damage without the charge time.
Okay, yeah. So for Strix to be able to just quickscope 1200 a second or so that you can do across the map without a charge up time is just ridiculous.
Quicker than Kinessa.
Even just 800 a second from a safe distance is a lot of damage.
1200 a second right now.
Yeah, I know, but for the proposed, I probably should have clarified.
It would be 1200 a headshot, so if you can get headshots, it requires a skill of getting a headshot now.
Yeah, but like our proposed nerf for Strix is just take his damage, take it down to 800 on a body shot, and then if he gets a headshot, it's 1200 damage. Even with 800 damage on a body shot, like once a second, that's still a pretty good amount of damage.
Yeah.
And then 1200 on a headshot is still nothing to sneeze at. That's still like half health for a good handful of champions. But like that's still a lot of damage even with the nerf.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
I had two other things, I think.
Yeah, you had something else. Then I went on my tangent.
Yeah.
I've said pretty much everything in my notes except one more thing and a nerf or proposed. Yeah, just one more thing for me, and you go. You go. Yeah. You finish.
Yeah. I also have the. I want him to like get out of his cloak when he scopes, because I think it's really annoying to get shot and then like I find out where they were after I died because they're invisible the whole time.
What if?
It might be a little bit different after the damage nerfs. I'm not sure how that would work, but it's something that'd be nice. I think maybe for me as an enemy.
What if what we could do is, you know how like with Illuminate you can like see like a energy outline of them or whatever?
Yeah.
Like they got like the wavy look to them. What if when he scopes in, when he's cloaked, he has that? So it's like you can see if you're looking for him, you can see him. But if you're in the heat of combat, you're not gonna look around and go, oh, there's Strix, and you know like that.
Maybe, who knows?
Like make him like the semi-translucent thing. So like he's not completely invisible. He still keeps his invisibility. He can still scope in when he's invisible, but it's less ridiculous because invisibility is already super strong, which is why
at the range that he is at half the time it is.
Yeah. So like that would, because like he's a really oppressive character. Like even like right now he is really oppressive, and you could make the argument, slam dunk a shield down. That still doesn't change the fact that when the shield goes down, he's sitting there with crosshairs right in between your eyes, ready to deal 1200 damage to 1800 damage a shot. So
and this is also like in like the middle tier like casual siege where we're not all pro players who are like, oh my god, you have problems with Strix, just kill him, lol, right?
Yeah.
I don't have. If I'm playing I can't like guarantee that my flanker's gonna kill him. Or
we're always queued up with like dipshit buck players or sky players that are too busy killing the tanks to take some time and go kill the Strix. And while they're busy taunting on point, the Strix is already killed them.
While I'm busy trying to heal my tank as an IO.
I'm dead, and Strix is already on a 17 kill streak, like 30 seconds into the match. Like the nerfs we propose plus the invisibility thing in scoping. Scope in would actually, one, still let him do a good bit of damage, because 800 damage a second is still nothing to sneeze at, like I've said. So that's just mine. So, Succulent Supreme. Succulent Supreme. What are your thoughts on Tyra?
Tyra, she's pretty fun to use actually, and she's pretty easy to use once you get used to her aim. Like not being able to use precision sights and stuff like that. Yeah.
Definitely a mid distance champion.
And then the recent nerfs to her hunting party are nice. I don't know, was hunting party a talent? What's the hunter's mark as well?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. They're nice. It makes her feel better to play against. But she still sometimes, like even when I was playing as Tyra, she still felt like
Really
sometimes she just killed things a bit too quickly. Like she kind of just melted things in like a second. So I think that like maybe like a slight nerf to her fire rate, going from like 0.09 seconds like to shoot between shots to like 0.12 seconds or something like that would be nice or something. Or maybe not that long, I don't know, but it's like a slight fire rate nerf to make her kill things a little less quickly. And I guess make it feel like you're shooting for a bit longer
feel like
and
you have a
reloading
bigger
less.
clip.
Yeah, even though you don't. But
Right. Okay. For my notes, I just had her. Literally, all I have is Call of Duty version 2. Really easy, pretty fun, annoying to fight against. That's all I had. But
yeah,
she's a pretty straightforward character, kind of like Victor. Call of Duty-ish. You know, you got your machine gun, you got your quick fire, you got your grenades and everything. A really good introduction character, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, she's a good intro character. She has pretty good abilities. As a tank main, she does shred a little bit. I'm not gonna bitch because it's her recent nerfs have been really good, and she still has power. She still has. It's like if I get Hunter's Mark on me, I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to die. But it's not like it's not. It's like before the nerf, it was like before I could even get the oh shit part out, I was already dead. Now I can at least go, oh shit, I'm gonna die, and get my shield up and try and get the hell out of dodge. At least now like anyone who has it on them has a chance of like getting away and not immediately fucking dying, which is nice. But yeah, really easy, pretty fun. Was a little annoying to fight against, still is, but I'm not gonna complain.
Worst thing.
Not
it's
the
pretty
worst.
Fair.
Not the worst. That's Sky and Moji. We'll get to them. We'll get to them next episode. Don't worry about that. Okay. Senpai Superstar. What are your thoughts about Victor?
Call of Duty, man, dude.
Enemy Come on, then!
He's something. Like his default firing mode without the burst talent. Like if you have half decent aim, it feels kind of cheap. Like you just kind of sit there. Like, well, I have half decent aim, so like I
suck.
And then I kind of just like sit there and point at people and hold on left click, and they die pretty quickly. So it feels kind of like cheap me using it. Sometimes like it feels like you're playing against him, and he's just like sitting there holding the left click, and people are dying. And you're like, wow, so cool. He's using so much skill to kill me. But like his burst fire talent, on the other hand, is actually really fun to use. It takes more skill. I don't mind dying to it as much. So maybe a slight damage nerf to like 120 from 135 a shot might be okay on his default firing mode. And also, I think that his ultimate could be reworked a little bit, in my opinion. So instead of targeting players and shooting wherever they stand or whatever, it would like you'd aim at the ground and you just shoot wherever you're aiming at the ground with like a small interval between like your shots, like 0.15 seconds, like between each shot. So you don't just spam it all down at once. I don't know. It'd be nice for like Victor players who are more skilled, so they can use it on like people who are behind walls a bit or something like that, or
Right.
like preemptively to avoid people from getting on point or something like that, or
Yeah.
I don't know, something. It'd be like better for players who are facing not skilled victors who can use it effectively anyway because they don't need to aim with it. They just kind of spam left click around the screen.
So for me, he's literally Call of Duty man. Like other games have, generic Call of Duty man, where it's like he goes shoot and he aim down sight. Victor is the best example I can think of Call of Duty man. Except Call of Duty. Like there's nothing closer to Call of Duty than Victor, except Call of Duty. He is the picture perfect definition of Call of Duty man. But like, yeah, he's on a less stupid note. He's not my favorite, and I suck at him somehow. But like, it would. All I could think of is like the very small in between time of launching the airstrikes. Add like a half second, so it's not just like, holy shit, there's Makoa. Spam the shit on left click until it dies. Like, just I don't know, a little extra in between time would be great. That's it. That's all I got for Victor. Last Supper Supreme. What are your thoughts on Vivian?
She's so boring, dude. Like playing against her, you just like see Vivian's just like sit over there with their shield, holding down left click on people, dealing a ton of damage just by holding down left click for infinity.
And then they have the ammo cards, which I'll
get
my salt over. I'll get my salt out when my turn comes, but you can speak on it briefly.
The cards that like make a chance to not consume ammo when hitting a shot is I don't know why she has them. Koga had a talent where he didn't consume ammo upon hitting successful shots, which they then nerfed to 50% chance to like not consume ammo, which they then still thought was too strong, so they removed it entirely. But then they put those cards on Vivian, who has like I don't even know why.
Who already has like a clip of like 1 million.
Yeah, it's like 60 or something. I'm not sure how much it is, but it's a decent clip, and like it has a more effective range and like less spread. So it's
Democrats
not very fun.
Are talking about banning AR-15s when they should really be worried about Vivian's rifle getting into the market. We need to band together to stop the production of Vivian rifles. I'm running for president in 2020. Vote for me. I will stop this menace. I will cease the existence of Vivian rifles. Anyways,
and on top of like the like ammo, and then like put the talent that makes you do 20% extra damage after firing for 2 seconds, which isn't that long, and you have a lot of ammo, so you can fire for a long time. You start racking up a lot of damage that is pretty easy to get off.
Which is already really high, and you can keep shooting forever. Then an extra 20% is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you have an ultimate. As long as it doesn't die, it like does 200 per drone or whatever.
I'll get to my nerf idea for the ultimate and my thing. Anything else to say?
I think my ideas are to like remove the cards that reduce the ammo consumption or whatever, or have a chance to not consume ammo, and rework the 20% extra damage card or talent to be something more like, I don't know, like have a shield. The barrier like has an infinite lifespan for like duration until it gets destroyed, and then its cooldown starts after it gets destroyed or something like that. It's a bit more fun for the Vivian, I guess, and it doesn't like have more extra damage coming at you as someone fighting against them. I don't know.
Right. Okay. For me, just please make her less point and hold left click. Like
Vivian's point and click adventures.
I've said I play Terminus, and his suck is really good. Whatever it's called, I don't know the real term. I just call it the
defense matrix.
Yeah, his
defense matrix.
Shut up. His shield is really, really good at sucking up damage and keeping them alive. But when Vivian can keep shooting, like every time I think when she hits the shield, it counts as a successful hit. So when I'm blocking, she's just getting ammo back. There's no way I can't not give her free ammo to keep shooting at me.
Well, it's not giving ammo; it's just not consuming it. If it counts, I'm not sure if it counts. Actually, I didn't look at it when I was playing.
Yeah, well, same idea, but like, I hate it because like, my shield is good, but she can keep shooting, and when my suck goes down, I have to get off point or I will die. Cause when she aims down sight, for some reason my head gets 3 times bigger. Even if I get full calamity blasts, I shoot at her, she just yeets up her shield and keeps shooting. I can't kill Vivian, and if I jump in to kill her, she just puts up her shield again, and I can't kill her. Ugh, God.
I will count at 70.
I'm sorry. That's so much shalt with Vivian. Honestly, just get rid of the ammo cards. Koga had them, and they were taken away. Why the hell should she still have them when she has more super shoot abilities than Koga? And he was the definition of super shoot. He had 2 guns that they were 2 SMGs that he just blasted away, and he was actually pretty fun. But, I don't know, whatever. Just get rid of her ammo cards, add a 10-second ult timer. That's all she needs. And then, in addition, because the ult can't go on forever, the drones should become indestructible so they can't just be popped off by a really accurate con or something like that, or like a Strix or a Kinessa taking out the 2. So 10-second ult timer, make the drones indestructible, which would be both a nerf and a buff. I don't know. That's about all I got.
Well, I think as well, like with the if it lasts 10 seconds, besides them being vulnerable, I think that they should probably do a little bit more damage so that it makes up for like that not being up for as long. Not too much more damage, but some
like an
more,
extra
to make it like more useful to use.
Right.
And then also as well, I think it'd be like a bit more apparent that she's using it. Like maybe she glows or something like that. Because it's kind of hard to tell that she's using it if you don't hear like the voice line sometimes.
Or like even make the drones glow. That'd be nice. Like 2 little glowing orbs.
Yeah, like a yellow glow around them that are very obvious.
That'd be fine. Like, just get rid of her ammo cards, please. Senpai Severus Snape.
I don't actually like Harry Potter, by the way, but yep.
What are your thoughts on Willow, the little fairy lady?
The only thoughts I have on Willow are to nerf its dead zone from being 100% heal reduction to maybe like 50% heal reduction, maybe with a card that increases it like 5% at base with 5% per level up to like 25%, maybe to make it like, I don't know if you want to, but like having 100% heal reduction just by standing in a dead zone because the Willow put one on you sucks. And like being a healer, especially like a healer main, who like people just like get standing in dead zones and I'm trying to heal them and I can't heal them.
Especially having to be on point is annoying.
It sucks. I'd like to have that reduced. Like if it's still like to reduce healing, it's fine, but it's just not like 100%. Like that sucks.
50 to 90. Like, just don't give
50 with the card that increases it.
That could work, or even that would be fine.
Yeah, just not 100%.
Yeah,
just not 100%. Other than that, I don't really have much for her because I'm not actually good at Willow somehow. I'm good at every other champion because I'm a god gamer, false fictions. But like Willow, for some reason, I just die a lot and I don't land a lot of my shots.
Do you have anything else in your notes?
Yeah, I have something for her ultimate because like when I would cast her ultimate, it would feel really weird. Like I'd like start going forward and towards the ground when I didn't want to, and then I'd like run into the enemy Makoa on accident instead of going up into the air like I wanted to. It's like if it casted faster or if I went upwards while casting it instead, it'd be nicer.
Yeah.
But that's a bit.
For my notes on Willow, it's really just yeet stuff at point. Something will connect eventually, be it the seedlings or your dead zone or your primary fire. Something will connect eventually. Her AoE is freaking insane. She's pretty fun to play, I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of annoying to fight against if it's a dead zone Willow, but like, she's really fun to play. Her movement ability is pretty interesting. It's really feels good for me to like see an opening or like a window and just fly into it perfectly. It's like a huge dopamine hit for me. But like she's a fine champion in her own right. She doesn't have any huge issues other than having to work around the 100% heal reduction of Dead Zone. Her ult's a little weird, and it's kind of annoying when it's like, reach for the sky, and she just flies all the way to the absolute height of the map, and then just comes rocketing
And like
down when
any
it's done,
non-hit
hitting
scan
dead zones
characters
and
like
everything.
have a hard time.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything for Willow. I have nothing else.
Like I said though, I think like the biggest problem is just the way she holds her wand. Why?